Hello, Tamara here. Nice of you to join me and a very warm welcome to my channel. It's lovely to have you here with me today. And in today's video we are going to be doing the first part in the recipe box project that I've been doing recently over on Facebook Live actually. So I thought I would do a quick tutorial for you on here. So this is going to be part one, and we're going to be looking at doing the book one because this project has 4 books in it and there's not a piece of grey board in sight because this is going to be a free tutorial. But if you want to buy the kit comes with the option of the black cardstock, and also you will get the box as well that you will be able to house your 4 recipe books in. So that will be available on my website, which is tamaramortoncrafts.com, and yeah, just head over there and it's in the kit section of the shop. So we're going to be doing the first of the recipe box books, and this is book 1. Now I've done a small one already because I've been doing this on Facebook Lives, so I thought I would do another one for you to see on my YouTube. So this is book 1. So we will be using graphic 45 papers. Now this one for the YouTube, I'm going to be using the Farmhouse one. Been dying to use these, so we're going to be using those. But for the one on Facebook, I'm using Home Sweet Home, which is what this one here. So there is also a downloadable free PDF guide as well, that you can download, and it will help you assist with all the cutting that needs doing for this project. So without further ado, let's get cutting. Okay, I've gone ahead and cut out all my cardstock elements for my recipe book 1, and I've just put them into my project box here. These will be coming to the website very shortly as a pre-order. So look out for those. They're so handy if you want to, when you're cutting out your elements, because it's got dividers in it, and because they move, you can then have bigger, like if you've got a bigger page 1, you've got more space to put your page 1. So look out on the website for those. So I'm going to bring in my actual album covers that we're going to do, and these are, the covers have got no grey board in, they are just the cardstock. So the cardstock that I'm using is 220 GSM, and it's a good weight cardstock to use, especially for doing things like this. So I'm just going to put my big paper clip away. So I've got here my one cover, so part A, part B, and my 3 hinges. So for this, so when you score on the PDF, it says you need to score 1 page at a half, and then bring it down and then score it at 2. Okay, so this then creates the glue tab and your spine, okay, in there. So if I just bring that over, hopefully you can see them score lines like so. So we're going to create everything all in one. So I'm going to just put my glue along that glue tab there. Because I'm right-handed, I have to move it around a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to move this back. Now, how I do it is I'm going to place my part A up against the score line of your glue tab. Okay, and once I've got it level, I'm just going to tap it up like so, so that I've got it level along the edges at the bottom and at the top. And when you're happy, I'm just going to ease that tab over. Now it will, depending on what glue you use, will take a little bit for it to stick, but once your fingers have warmed that glue up, it should stick pretty quickly. So I've got a bit of an air bubble there. Keep doing it up and down, up and down, up and down, like so. So that then is your book done. So I'm going to turn it over. Now see, I want to have this glue tab on the back of my book. So I'm just going to write on here front, F for front and B for back. That way if I get it mixed up, I'll know which is which side. So now we can go and put along our hinges. Now before we put them in, I'm just going to mark on the bottom of my spine a 1/8 of an inch line. Okay, this is just going to give me that gauge of where to put my hinges. And then on the side, I'm also going to draw a line that is 1/4 of an inch long, but I'm not going to go all the way down. I'm just going to draw 2 lines like so, and then turn it round and do the same on the other side. And all that's doing is going to give me a line to work to get my hinges in straight and even, or both sides. So before we put them in, now in my book here, I'll just show you, because we've got 2 extended hinges on here, I've actually gone ahead and only used one of the extension hinges, and that is on our front cover, on our front page, page 1. The page at the back, I've actually not used that extended hinge because I didn't really need it at the back, because it's not going over many things. So I've left that one as just a normal 1/2 inch hinge. But the one at the front, so the page 1, needed that little bit of height just so that it would be able to go over all of your pages and it's not going to be sticking up like so. So we need to just either cut down, or if you can, just glue it. Now I think my hinge on this one is about correct. Now the one I did on my other book, I didn't get the correct measurement for the hinge, so I had a little bit more one side than I had the other, so I had to cut it. But that doesn't matter because you're not going to see the hinge because it is going to be covered by your page. But I'm just going to take off for this one about 1/8 of an inch, just to give me a little bit of clearance, like so. Now as I say, you're not going to see it, but I just want it so that your hinge can fold over easily without it being hindered by the extra width. So I'm just going to put my glue, and you can stick this on either side of your hinge. I'm just going on the inside one, and again just keep pushing your glue down. It will stick eventually. There we are. See, there we go. That's now stuck. So that's then your back hinge. Now I'm going to stick them in like this now, then I'll know I've got them in the right way. Just checking I've got my F on the front, and and we can just bring this in. Now you can use double-sided tape and glue. I would suggest if you're going to use double-sided tape, also use glue, because that gives you a bit of a wiggle time as well, and especially if you're starting out new, if you have the double-sided tape and the glue, as I say, you get that wiggle time, so it's a lot easier to maneuver into place. Now I'm just bringing that over. Bring it round this way. Let me bring that up a tiny bit, and I think that's about right. She says I'm getting there. There we are. I couldn't see my line, and there we are. So line and line. So I might have needed to move that in a bit. I might need to do 3/8 instead of a quarter. I think I did more than a quarter there. Okay. Oh yes, I did. So that's right. So there we are. So just once you've got that in place, just burnish that down. If you've got a bone folder or a Teflon tool, definitely if you're working with black, because you won't get the shine. And the shine is, if you use a normal bone folder with black card, you'll get a shine on your paper. I have shown that in different videos, how you get that. So we've put our base hinge in. Now I'm just going to fold that over and fold that back. Now it's now up to you what you do. Now I'm going to put my second hinge in first, so that goes in the middle. But before I put that in, I'm going to cut this down to 4 inches. Okay, I'm going to cut that down. So then we've ended up with 2 hinges. So once you've cut your piece in half, we need to just draw a line for our mitre, because we need to mitre it so that our pages will go on. I'm just going to bi-eye it, and again it's just a tiny mitre, it's not very big. It's just taking off that corner like so. So grab your scissors, and you could, if you wanted to, cut them. You can really cut them at the same time. I'm going to try. So what I did, I just turned it over. So that mitre's that way and that mitre's that way. There we go. So just while I think of it, and I've got my rubber here, I'm just going to rub out these pencil marks that are on the top of my book. And make sure you've got them in the right place, and then you can stick this in. And then it goes as near to that scored edge as you can possibly get. Okay, and then when you're happy, just burnish that down. And then the next one, again, just add your glue. And you can butt that one up to the hinge that's already down. Make sure you can fold that over quite nicely. I'm just going to bring that up so that it's level with my score line here, and then just burnish that down. So that's your hinge 2. So the next hinge, which is the 7/8 of an inch hinge, and we scored this one at 3/8. Now we're going to use the 3/8 is going to go onto our hinge. That's going to be the base, and the 1/2 inch was going to be the hinge where our pages are going to sit. So you can have it two ways. So you can either have your 1/8 inch gap along the back page, or like me, I'm going to have it so that it is my 1/8 inch is in the middle here, because what I wanted to do is I didn't need that massive big gap in the middle there because of how my pages were going to go. I only needed a small gap because these are like a flap. I didn't need it, so I was trying to conserve space, and this is the way I've come up with doing it. So it is quite a unique way, and nearly put it the wrong way. So again, just butt up to that scored edge along the back, and then we've got that nice gap in between. So that's our hinges done. So we're nearly there, ready to put our pages in. Now what I've gone and done is not looked at my back and front, and I've gone ahead and stuck them the wrong way round. Never mind, it doesn't matter. So we've put our hinges in now, so I'm just going to get my my inside front and back covers, and these are just my elements that I've cut out. So I will sort them out once I get them out of my little box. There we go. So we have got a flap, a booklet, a pocket, and a booklet pocket. A booklet, oh, and a large tag. So bring those out because these are for my back covers, so I'll put them away and then I can put them on off camera. So just bringing in your elements just quickly, we can go through our score lines. So for the flap, you're going to score it on one of the short edges at 1/2 inch, and then on the other side, so you score that at 1/2 inch, then move it down and then score the other end, the other short side, at 2 inches. This is going to form a pocket. Okay, so for your pocket, this is what's going to go on the page. You need to, on one of the long sides, score at 1/2 inch. So that's your pocket. And then you've got your booklet. Now your booklet is going to go into your pocket like so. And then our booklet pocket is going to go on the top of the booklet pocket, but just above your flap pocket. And then that's when we close it, it's going to give you the illusion that it's like a credit card type opening, but it's not. But it just gives you another look to your page. So that's our elements. So to put them on into or onto our book, now you have a choice to make. You can either round your corners. Now I think they look rather snazzy rounded rather than being that right angle, so I'm going to round mine. Now you can use whatever corner punch you want to use. I'm just using a crocodile, only because it goes through a lot of card at once, because I have got the handheld type of corner rounders, and although they are more precise at your corners, they are quite difficult if you've got more than one piece of card to go through at once. It does make it kind of like a bit awkward. So you must then remember to round all your corners that you need to. So I'm going to round all my corners for my booklet, and I'm going to start with the scored edge and then the two at the bottom, and then I'm also going to round the corners of my flap, and they're going to be round at the edge and then the top of the pocket as well. Now, depending on which one you're doing first, if you're doing the front page first, so your front inside cover, you'll need to round your left hand side corner like so, and then leave the right hand side one, because that's going to go up against your hinge and you won't need that corner rounded. So you can round then all your pieces if you want. Now I'm not going to round, so this is my pocket for my booklet. I'm not going to round the two edges here, I don't think. Or shall I? Yes, I will do. So I'm going to round all of those as well. Like so. And then your pocket for the bottom of your page, I'm going to round the top two corners, and then again the bottom left hand one, like so, because that's going to fit on my left hand side, like so. So putting it all together, now you can put your glue tabs over the top of your page like so and glue it onto the front, which I've done with most of them, but on this one I'm going to go a bit different and I'm going to glue inside. So I'm going to put my glue on and then just maneuver it into place. Now what I've done here, I should have done something else, but it doesn't matter, we can rectify it, that's not a problem. So just burnish that into place when you're happy. There we go. So what we need to do is just use our double-sided tape, and we're going to put just a line of it onto our flap, but just where that score line is for the pocket. Okay, because this is just going to help the pocket keep its shape. Okay, so once you're happy, push that down. So when you then put anything in, you've got that line there that's going to keep it nice and secure. But to close the edges, I'm just going to use some of my foundation tape, and this is available in the shop, and it is amazing stuff, it really is. And we're just going to add that to the side like so. Push that over, and then we're going to do this side as well. And again, you just need a little bit. It doesn't have to go all the way up to the top or all the way down to the bottom, because once you've got your pattern paper on there, you're not going to see it. So I'm just going to put that there. And using your tape, it does cut down on the bulk of your album as well. It really does. So you've got a little bit less bulk in your album. So once you've done that, we can then go ahead and do the pocket at the bottom. So again, I'm going to put this on the inside. So I'm just adding my glue to the glue tab, but on the mountain side fold, and I'm just going to line it up with the bottom of my front cover. Okay, you can come up a little bit if you want to, if you don't want a gap along the top here. So let me just put a piece of white paper underneath, and then you can see I've got a tiny little gap there, but if you don't want the gap, just move your pocket up just a little bit to close that off, but it's up to you. I'm going to leave it like that. So what is next we need to do? Now because we've put our glue tab on the inside, when you put anything in, you're going to end up with anything catching on the lip of your glue tab. So how I get away with that is I just add another little layer of our foundation tape to the top, and then when you put your tag in, it's not going to catch, it's just going to slide over. But again, I'm just going to add my tape, my double-sided tape, just as near you can get to that scored line, like so, and then push that over. And then I'm going to use our tape again just to close off those sides of that pocket. So I'm going to make sure my scissors need a bit of a clean. They get a bit gunked up if you're going to use this tape, because it is super sticky and it does stick down. So okay, just the next part now, the other side, and again this one is just going to go as near to that hinge as you can get, and that then keeps that in place like so. And as I say, once you get your pattern paper on there, it will be not showing. So that then is our flap and our pocket. Okay, get in your booklet, and that should fit in your pocket like so, and just get it into place. So I have it so that I've got like 1/8 of an inch either side of my flap here showing, just so that you've got a nice straight line. And then I'm just going to draw a line, just a very faint line, from where the top of my pocket is. You probably can't see that line. I'll bring it out. You can just about see it there. And then that is the line where I'm going to put the bottom of my pocket for my booklet. So bring this out over there. And again, not double-sided, your glue on your glue tab. And we're just going to squidge it into place. Okay, like so. And line it up with the edges of your booklet, and as you've drawn that line, you should then get a very nice straight booklet. Okay, get that into place, burnish it, burnish it, burnish it. Now again, use your foundation tape to just put a line over that glue tab like so. And then we're going to use it for the sides. Now you don't have to use foundation tape if you don't want to. You can just use your glue and close those over. But by using foundation tape, you extend how much space you've got in your pocket. Now I'm not going to do an awful lot. I do need to clean them scissors. A bit better. So using scissors that are Teflon coated really does help. Okay. So you can either put it going down. I'm just going to go from side to side like that, and push that over. I'll do the same on this one. And remember to open your booklet, otherwise you'll run the risk of sticking them together. Okay, like so. So then that's your booklet done. So that is your first page, near enough, done. This goes in here, like so. So now what we'll do is I'm going to decorate, because normally what I do in these videos is I will do I'll finish it all and then decorate afterwards. But I really want to decorate and show you a page that's done. So as I said, I'm using the Graphic 45, the Farmhouse one. I love this paper. I have wanted to use this. I've had this in my stash for a while. Right, so for our front page, or our front inside cover, I'm going to pattern piece. So what I'm going to do is I've picked my paper. Now I've already cut one in half ready, but I do need to do a little bit of an amendment to this. So just before I forget, I just need to change that. Now I've gone ahead and I've got all my measurements for my pattern paper. Now the reason I've done this is I did put it on wrong and I needed to just redo it. So I'm just going to move my bits up here. Okay, so I've chopped off this part here to make my longest measurement, which is the 5 3/8. So what I've done is I've cut my pieces up and they are ready now to put in place. So I've started cutting from the bottom upwards. So the bottom of my page I cut from the bottom up, and I've cut the longest measurement. So the longest measurement was 5 3/8, which I've done for the pocket and the pocket on the flap. But then for the pocket on the booklet and then the top of the booklet, we need to just cut them down because they're a smaller measurement. Now I'm going to cut down from this end here, and I'm going to do both of them at the same measurement. Actually, I'm just double checking because I could, because it's 3/8, I could take off an 1/8 of one side and then turn around and cut an 1/8 off the other. But yes, just double checking so that you have that more in the middle, like so. So you can do that with both of them. Don't forget to do that with the two pieces. Like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to round all my corners for the pocket on my flap and all the corners for the pocket on my booklet, like so. And then when I come up to the top of the booklet, I'm just going to round the two top edges, sorry, the two top corners, and that will go on like so. Then what I'll do also is I'm going to ink my edges. Now I'm going to ink my edges in grey. Now you can do it in black. I sometimes do black as well, or brown. If you've got your brown distress inks, you can do that as well. So using a grey pen, you don't get that harsh black line and it kind of blends in with your paper. Now if you're going to use a pen, make sure that the side that is going to face on the top is what is facing away from you, and then ink with your pen from the back side in. That way, if you end up your pen slipping off your edge, it's going to slip onto the back, and then it's not going to make any difference. It's not going to make too much of, as I say, a difference. So as I just slipped off there, so just have to be a bit careful. Now my pen is drying out a little bit because I've been a bit naughty and I didn't put the lid on, which I should have done. Just giving it a bit more. I might have to put this in a little bit of water because this is a water pen. It is quite nice to do. So do this last bit here, and then I'll remember to put the lid back on. I think it does tend to juice back up again once you put the lids on. There we are. So then we can go ahead and stick them down. So make sure you get them in the right order and up the right way. Like that. And then that is your front page done. Now what I won't do is I'm not going to do on the inside of the front cover or the top of the flap on the inside. I'm going to wait until I've done all my 4 books, and then I will, whatever I've got left, I will then pattern piece and make do. The other thing I'm going to do is this top part here, I am going to get some cream card because my paper is predominantly cream rather than white. I am going to use a creamer cardstock on there for your journaling spots and things like that. Just got this last little bit down here then of the booklet, which is this bit here that goes underneath. So you could just use an offcut of what came off your card and just put it on there. I mean, this one is just a little too slim, but because it's going to be in the pocket, you're not going to see it, and I think it actually goes quite well. I've done now the back page as well, so we've now done our 2 inside covers. So now we need to move on to page, I'm going to go with page 4 and work backwards. It just makes the book sit nicer if you do it that way. You don't have to, but that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to get my page 4 out, which is this one here. So this one is a little larger than the front page because I haven't got that extra extending hinge on my page. So what you can do this 1 or 2 ways. Now you'll need your part A and part B of your pages, and what you can do now, the part A is actually cut the exact same measurement as the top page, so your part B. Now that is in case you want to put your paper or your page like so, where you hide the glue tabs inside. Now if you hide the glue tabs inside, I highly recommend that you mitre your glue tab corners, okay? And then once you've put one lot on, I would then use the foundation tape to cover those glue tabs over, so that when you slot your photo mat in, it's not going to get caught. But how I do it is I'm just going to take a little tiny slither off of the short side of my page, so probably about 1/8 of an inch, like so. Now this is going to help it sit nice and flush on your in your page, so like so. Then when I close the glue tabs over, it doesn't bow in the middle, it's flat. And if I move that up, you can see it's flat. So I'm going to start with just putting my glue on the valley fold side of one of my glue tabs. I'm not going to do the two at the same time because I might get glue everywhere. So I'm going to push this up and I'm just going to tap it on the table so that I get it level and even. And then I'm just going to turn this round, and I'm very carefully just going to ease that glue tab over until the glue catches. Okay, then I'll turn it round, push the air out, so push that air out of your page, glue on the other tab like so, and while holding your page down, just ease that glue tab over like so. And then as you can see, you will get a slight bow. That's normal because paper doesn't lay flat, but when you put that onto your hinge, it will sit quite flat. So that is really basically all we have to do for page 4. But we're going to put it into our book. Now what we need to do here is we do need to miter the corners of our hinge. So you're just going to mite it down just to the, let's say the scored line. So just give it a little miter, like so. And then we can just put that in, and then that will fit quite nice and snug in that on that hinge. But before I put it in, I'm just going to round my corners on the outside edges. It's at the back here. So make sure I've got 1/4 of an inch. Okay, like so, and then this is going to go in like that. So you need to put your glue on the top edge of that glue, of that hinge, okay? And I'm also going to just run a bead of glue down one side on the inside of your page, like so. And then just flip them together and then undo them so that you've transferred some of that glue. Now I am putting the glue tabs on my side, or what would be my side B. And I'm going to just edge that in. Okay, just up to where your scored line is for your hinge. Okay, and then just push that over. Let's just work that down, and then turn it over and work that down again, so you've got that in nicely. And because that's on our back page, it's not, it will sit a little bit proud like that, but that's natural. It's not going to be sitting up like so. So I'm going to just round my corners of my photo mat pull out. And we can put that in like so, and then that's going to sit on there like that. Now you can add another belly band if you want to around there. I'm not going to just yet. I'm going to leave as is. So I'm going to leave decorating and go straight on to page 4. Now page 4 is just a page that is just on its own. like so. You can add whatever you like to it. I just wanted a plain page, but if you want to add a tuck spot, you can do. Now I'm going to put the glue on just one side of that hinge, and it's going to be the hinge is actually going to sit towards the back, like so. Okay, and then just when you're happy and you've got it even all the way round, and you should have, if you've used those pencil lines, you should have a nice even straight edge where your pages are. So just push that down like so. Now you can add a flap, and I may well do as we go through. I might add a flap on that as we are patterning it, putting our pattern paper on. So I might as well come and do page 2 now, because that is just our 2 flaps that are going to go on to our hinge like so. Now I've made it a little bit bigger so that we've got a little bit of a tuck spot. So I'm going to round the edges. I'm doing it again. I'm going to round the corners of our little tuck spot, but just the corners. Okay, and not the ones that are going to go onto our hinge. And then I'm going to add our double-sided tape. Now if you've got the really thin 1/8 tape, that would be ideal for this type of measurement, but I've only got the bigger sort here. So I've just put that on, grabbing the foundation tape and scissors. I don't want to use my best scissors, and I'm just going to cut a tiny slither off and push that down. And then that side as well. That's probably a little bit too big, so I'm just going to cut that down, just a slither, and then put that over, and then that's ready then to be attached to the hinge. I might as well do the other side. Like so. Grab the double-sided tape again. Put that on. Fold that over. And then a tiny bit of tape just on the side. Again, that's probably a bit too much. No, just enough. No, too much. So I'm going to cut this in half and use these two as one. So one on there. Like so. And one on here. Like so. And then that's going to go onto our hinge, exactly the same as page 3, just a bead of glue along the top edge of that hinge, and then just position it so that the edge of your hinge is level with the edge of your page here. That's one. Keep going. Now you will notice that our pages are going down. They're decreasing in size, and that is what should happen because I've made it that way. Of course, if you want to have your pages all matching and exactly the same width, then you just need to add I think it's a quarter. Yes, this is half, and then a quarter for these two here, or this one here, like so. And then we've got our last page, which is our page 1, and that again is the same principle as page 4, where we've got a part A and part B. We're just going to take off the sliver so that it fits snugly inside, and add our glue and just tap it down so that we've got it level. And then push that down. There we are, that's one. And then come and do this side. Again, keep it, that's it, just keep moving it. Like so. Hold on, just push that in. I think I've just got a bit of glue on the inside there. And just a tiny bit in there. There we go. So that then is our page 4, or page, what would be page 1. And we just need to mite it again, just the corners. And these ones only go down to that first scored line. And then that goes in like so. And then glue on both sides of your hinge. Again, not down as far as that scored edge, just along the very top. And then get it into place. Oh, I forgot. Just put a little bit of glue along the edge, transfer it over, and then we can slide it on like so. There we go. And then just burnish down just to get that glue stuck. And you know what I forgot to do, which is a good thing, because now you can see me do it. If you forget to round your corners, especially if you're using a crocodile, you can do it when they're in situ. It's just a little bit more awkward, but it can be done. There we go. So then that is book 1, apart from decorating it, done. So, oh, we've got this left to go, which is our photo mat pull out. This goes in, and the belly band we have to do as well, which I can show you, which is very simple if you've done a belly band before. But if you haven't, then that goes in this way. So it's the shortest edge goes in first, like so, and then folds over. I'm just pushing that down so that seems to have lifted up. So that then is your page, like that. Now I may cut about 1/4 inch off of that, but it's okay for a moment. So for the belly band, now you would have cut it out already. You would have 2 pieces. So what we're going to do is I'm going to, first of all, just put the belly band behind, like so. And using the edge of the page, I'm just going to do an embossed line. If I can find my embossing tool. That's not it. This one will do. So I'm just gonna give me a line. Now this one is quite a thicker line, so I probably won't need to add another one. I think that's possibly about right. So I'm going to just do a little mark there so that I know that that's where I need to put my next scored line. Not where I need to, but which direction. So where you've got this line here, we need to bring it down to about 1/8 of an inch. So there, like so, and then do another scored line. Okay, if you want to just redo that score line that you've done, just so that it's a bit more pronounced, go ahead and do that. And then the same with this one. I'm going to go down 1/8 and do that score, and then just redo the score line that you've done. That gives you then a 1/8 of an inch gusset, which then should give you enough room for putting your pattern paper and your recipes in, etc, etc. So I'm just going to put this in so that I know that it's in the right place. And then you're taking your next piece, and that is going over the top like so. Now I am going to just use a pencil and mark just where that stops, so that when I put my glue on, I know not to go past that pencil line. There we go. And then you can cut. Then what you can do then is just marry it up both sides, and again on this one, and marry it up. And then that is your belly band done. I'm going to take that out, just make sure it's in, and then you can cover that and it will hold all those pages in place like that. It's just another way of fastening your pages without using magnets. So I was trying to not use magnets in this project. So that's all our pages done. So I'm going to go ahead now and decorate. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go through on my pages, and I'm going to write down all the pattern paper measurements for my book. That way, that when I come to cut them, I can just look at the page and I'll have them already on there. I'm going to decorate now. I'm just going to move back on my chair because for some reason it really irritates me. It's so squeaky. So I'm just going to add just ink my edges around, and I've cut the first page here. So what I'm going to do is the front facing pages, I'm going to add probably a full page, and then the back ones I'm going to just do some pattern piecing and make a pocket or something like that. I actually might do it like this. So I'm going to add it this side. So this is just the top part that we've cut off. So I'm going to have that at the bottom. I'm going to just round that edge. And to save some paper, I'm going to use it this way. So to save some paper, I am going to just round that corner. I might round all of the corners actually. There. And then put that on like so. And then the top bit, I'm going to put some white cream card. So 3.5 by 4 3/4. So let me just get some plain cream card. That's 2 there. So 3.5 by 4 3/4. Just there. And that's going to go up there. And then I might put a little border strip along there. So I've got some pieces here, if I can get it, that we can just hide. So I'm going to around all 4 corners of this as well. And I am going to carry on with my pen around the edges. This time I'm going to go all the way around like so. I'm not trying to be straight. I am doing it as a curvy line. I'm just going where my pen takes me, like so. And then that's going to go just on the top there. Like so. And then if you wanted to add this strip along the side there, you could, but I don't actually think it needs it. I think that looks quite nice with the curved edges on like so. Right, so that's that page. I'm, as I say, not going to do these. These are going to be left until the end. But we've now got these ones here. Again, I might leave these ones until I've got some extra offcuts, because they're quite a small measurement. So I'm going to come over and do this one. Now again, I have got the other side to this that I can use, but we'll use that on another page. So let me just delve in and pick another one. I think we might go with the Farm Fresh. We might go with this one, and this is measuring at 5 and 1/8. Get it right tomorrow. Like so. I don't know what's wrong with my trimmers lately. They're not seeming to cut properly. Let's just break that off. And then this is going to be 7 7/8. So put that to the side. And then this is going on here. And again, I'm just going to round those 2 end corners, and then add the pen around the edge to hide that white core. Oh, look at that side as well. I'm going to have to get another one of these pattern papers, I think. There we go. Push that over. So that's that page. So on the back side, I'm going to use the back of it, and again do exactly the same, but I'm going to add my pattern paper at the top and my my cream colour at the bottom. So just move that down a bit, and then that is that page used up. I was using the other side, wasn't I? Okay, so I think what I was doing on this one was rounding the corners. There we go. So that can go on like that. But then what I'll do, because I've got that showing through, just take that out. There we are. So measure this top bit. So this top bit measures 3 3/4. Hold on, let's get straight. There we go, much better. So 3 3/4 by 5 1/8. So 3 3/4 by 5 1/8. Like so. And that goes on there. And again, round the corners. And I'm going to do my lines around. I'm going to keep them all the same. This works better if you don't take your pen off the page. If you can, keep it on. Like so. Then just add the glue. And that can fit on the top. Like so. So we've got that page. Oh, I was going to put that there, wasn't I? Never mind, it doesn't matter. That's fine. I have one more page left to go, but I'm going to do that one off camera. Okay, well, I've now completed my book and I've covered it as best I can until I get some more offcuts. So I've covered my front and my side and my back. Now I've used one whole sheet of paper to cover the front. That's not bad, so that covers the front, the spine and the back cover. So as I say, I've done the inside, but I've not done in here, again waiting for some offcuts. Then page 2, I've done that. And page 3, I've added our creamish card with the decoration around it. And then again, I've used 1/2 of a 12 by 12 to do this side and this side. Again, waiting for a few scraps. Page 3, again I've covered that just fully, and again on the back use the other half of that paper that come off of that there. And then page 4, again just plain. You can add your index cards on top of that. I might put a small tuck spot in and things like that. I want to get them all decorated, and then once I've all decorated, I will go through each book and embellish them as we go. But so far I'm loving this. So if you are liking this project, then please do subscribe, comment, like and share. It really does help my channel grow, and I appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. Don't forget to come and follow me on all the social medias. I have a link in the description box down below. It will take you to a site called Linktree, and in that is just all my social media links all in one place, so you can then click on them at your heart's content. I also have a Facebook group called Memories Paper Art. Please do come and follow and join that group. We're a friendly bunch of ladies and gentlemen that are in the group, and we post all sorts of things in there, craft related bits and bobs. So yeah, please do come along and share your work, and I would especially love to see any of your projects that you do making my tutorials. I would love it. So watch out for part 2. That will be coming very shortly, but until then I will see you again very soon. Bye.